In my past experience, I had the opportunity to work with hundreds of very successful people, and these are the top three characteristics that they all shared. So the first characteristic is they all understood the value of time. Now, what I mean by that is multiple things. It's they understood the value of their own time and they understand the value of time in general. So, I struggle with this and I know a lot of people struggle with it, but really how this works is that they know what their time is worth. So, if, for example, you have people that could potentially mow your lawn, paint your house, things like that, most successful people hire somebody out to do that. It's because they know that their value may be worth $100, $200, $300 an hour, even more, $1,000 an hour. So why would you put yourself in situations where you're doing things where you can just hire somebody to be able to do it for you for a much cheaper price? So a lot of this has to do with delegation, the ability to delegate tasks. And it's a lot harder than it seems. To be honest, as a business owner, I struggle with it. You always kind of want to get things done on your own. You want it done a certain way, but you really have to think about it. How much is this going to bring in? This thing that I'm doing right now, how much money is that worth? Is it really worth my time? Can I just hire somebody out or have somebody else do it for me and be a lot more cost effective? And plus, every entrepreneur is super busy. We have tons of things to do. So we really have to focus on the most basically the most valuable things that we can be doing and use our time wisely and focus just on that. Things like strategy, things like creative, things that you honestly believe that you're the only one that could do it. If there's something that you're doing that's repetitive, something that that if you hired out, it can be done as well, then maybe it's a better option. So a lot of these very successful people understand this very clearly. It is difficult. I catch myself doing a lot of things that I know somebody else could do. That's just the nature of the person that I am. I want to get a lot of things done. But really delegation is key. Another thing is just understanding the value of time. So for example, if you set a meeting and somebody comes late, it's very hard to say, hey, sorry, you don't want to sound like a a-hole and say, hey, we have to cancel this meeting because you're late. But honestly, the really successful people, they understand their value of time. And if you're late, they'll leave. And it's at the end, it really doesn't come off as being such an a-hole. It just really comes off as them understanding the value of time. Say, hey, I really want to meet with you, but we must make it on time. I have another meeting at this time. If we set it for 10 o'clock, I need you to be there at 10 o'clock. I mean, that's as simple as that. And really, I notice a trend. So in people who I've met that come late to meetings, or, if I was running a lot late and they said, oh, yeah, sure, come anytime. Those people versus people who are very, very regimented on their time, there's a very obvious level of success that they're attributed to. The people who are very careful with their time are a lot more successful. So that's key. Now, the second thing has a lot to do with the delegation and things like that, and is try to be the stupidest person in the room. And it might sound crazy, but I mean, honestly, I get this from a lot of successful people that they always kind of downplay themselves and how smart they are. But the reason is because they want to surround themselves with people who are smarter than them. So, nobody can be an expert at everything. If you want to be a true entrepreneur, it's almost like being a jack of all trades. You need to know enough about a lot of things to be able to make sure that you're not getting screwed over, to be able to make sure that you know how to make sure things run smoothly. But when it comes down to specifics, say, for example, you need somebody to do a website. I mean, a lot of people can make a website, but you want somebody who's an expert at making websites to do that for you so you get the best results. Same with your marketing, same with your, manufacturing process, same with anything like that. You always want to find somebody who's smarter than you. And it's difficult, especially if you're self-employed or if you're a business owner, because a lot of times business owners start off by having some sort of skill. So, maybe you're a photographer or maybe you're a graphic designer or what have you. But a lot of it has to do with your own skill at that time, and you try to build a business around it. So it's kind of hard to say, hey, I want to try to find a graphic designer who's better than me. You know, when you started that business, you started it because you wanted to be the best. But in reality, successful people are trying to find people who are better than themselves at whatever that they're doing. So you kind of have to check your ego at the door and find the best people for your business. This is really key when trying to grow anything to mass scale. And the third and last characteristic is purpose. So I know a lot of people, there's a lot of gurus out there that talk about finding your purpose. You know, obviously that's a very important part of life to feel fulfilled, but this is a little different. I'm thinking more about, you know, each individual task that you're doing, all the time that you're spending during the day, what is the purpose? You have a business meeting. What is the purpose of this meeting? What are we trying to get out of it? Hey, I'm working for an hour on this project. Okay, what is the purpose of this task? What am I trying to get out of it? Every successful person, especially, and this all comes down to time management and dealing with the value of time, but also they want a purpose. They have a business. What's the purpose of that business? What problem is that solving? What is the purpose? Why is it there? You know, why are we meeting today? Why everything, there's a why and there's a purpose. So that's how you get things done. You know, so much happens when you just have set meetings, you know, like every Friday we'll meet. And half the time it's just a waste of time. You guys are just saying, hey, how you doing? How was your week? Things like that. No, everything needs to have a purpose. If there's not a meeting that's required, just cancel those meetings. Make sure that there is a reason that you're doing it and there's something that you're going to be getting out of it, because that's how you manage your time. Whenever you set meetings, whenever you're answering emails, whenever you're starting a new project, every task that you do, what's the purpose? How is it getting us closer to our goal? How is this affecting the business? How is this making us grow? What is this? How is this affecting everything? Have a purpose. So I hope this video helped you guys out. I know I have a lot of work to do when it comes to all these three things, but it's something that I constantly see over and over. So I know that these are very important characteristics. But you know, it's important for us to always be practicing, always to get better. And I hope this video will help you out. And if you're not following, please follow, please like. And until next time, I'll see you soon.